Hello everybody and welcome to Performance on Wheels. This is my 2022 Kia Forte GT.
The performance of the Kia Forte GT is not the only factor that makes this car appealing. It is also a very practical, small four-door sedan that can really be used in your everyday life here in 2022. Today, we're not giving you a full review on the Kia Forte GT. We're actually going to share some experience with you as we've taken the car on road trips. We've dailied the car for a while. So instead of your basic review where we tell you about what it looks like and what the statistics are, we're going to tell you the truth about ownership.
Little context where this video is coming from. I put 4,000 miles on this car. I've owned it for, I don't know, 3 months, 4 months, something like that. Not 100%.
You're hauling, you're going places. Holy cow.
I am going places. We went on a road trip, 1,500 miles in a week or so. And I got stuff to say about this car. I got a lot of positives, I got a lot of negatives, and I just want to put them all out there. Right off the bat, I want to talk about what I see every day, and that would be the exterior. Walking up to the car, what I feel about it after seeing it for a while. And I like it. I do still like it. It is so good looking for the price point. I see it in the parking lot. I see a lot of other bland looking vehicles like you do every day on a day-to-day basis. And the red accents, the aggressive looking headlights, the wheels, the sides pretty boring still, but the back, it sticks out. It looks special in a parking lot. It would catch somebody's eye walking up to it, it being a Kia Forte. So I do really like the way this car looks, and there's no doubt about it. What are your thoughts on the exterior after checking it out for a bit?
So I was checking it out at night the other night, and that was kind of fun. That made me appreciate the tech and the options they're putting into the lights with the LED and kind of the different design elements. Made it kind of fun. You throw the turn signals into the side mirrors, and it looks almost classy, right?
Yep.
When I look at it during the day, I don't know. It's almost trendy to a certain degree, in my opinion. I like it, but I'm wondering if in a year or 2 years or 3 years,
it's going to feel dated.
If it's going to feel dated and feel like I'm done playing with the Matchbox car, give me the big boy car now.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of am curious if that's how it'll feel too, because I know the predecessor to this one, the 21 and earlier, I feel that way. I think they look super dated, to be honest, the way that their headlights are designed, and I'm just not as big as a fan of them as the front end, but maybe this car will become that too. Time will tell.
Like right now, today, 2022,
it looks good.
It fits the segment really well.
Yes, it does.
I think the design of some of the competitors is what I'm trying to say here. The design of some of the competitors might have more long-standing time frame where it looks good.
Yep.
Where this is like, what's next?
Yep, I totally get what you mean, and we'll see what happens when the time goes on. However, all of that design stuff does have function as well. Let's talk about the headlights and how those guys work. So up here we do have our main all LED headlights. Our daytime runners are these three guys right here, turn signals up top, fog lights, auto, high beam, and they work amazing.
Yeah,
they
we got to experience them like middle of the night, nowhere, small town. We didn't know where we were.
They light up the road just fine. Looks like daytime. They're amazing headlights. The brake lights look really good as well. I do really like them. The turn signals on the back are lacking. I don't get why the heck they didn't just make them LED.
That's not just Kia though. That's like everyone. You see these beautiful taillights and then it starts blinking and it's like, what the heck is that?
Yeah, doing down there.
Yep.
I don't know.
I get it.
They nailed it on the front, nailed it on the mirror. Don't know what the heck they were doing in the back. They should have just integrated it into the large taillight design that's already there. So,
yeah.
Not really sure. So that's basically my summary of the exterior. Oh, and I still do really like the wheels. I know those wheels have been around since the first Forte GT, but I still think they look great.
Yeah, they fit the car well.
So next step would be the interior on a road trip, correct?
Yeah,
so that's the biggest part. Let's talk about what you're in most. That would be the seats. The seats, they look really good. There is no doubt about it. They look really good. They look supportive.
Yeah, they do look good.
And you sit in there and they're cushy and they are supportive.
That's the first impression, yeah.
However, you're sitting here for a long period of time and they don't start to feel as cushy anymore. They're still supportive. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, they have the nice bolster on the side.
Yep, and they have the bolster on the butt. But they do just start to lack that feeling under the butt and sort of towards the back. They start to feel cheap over time. Not as in 4,000 miles time, as in sitting in them length time.
Yeah, so during I think it was a 5-hour road trip, like I just got bored in here. I was just like, I'm kind of uncomfortable. I was antsy.
Yep.
And I was just like, it wasn't like calming me in here, and the seats weren't helping that time. My first impression getting into the car, though, was like, yeah, these seats are cool. They look good. The piping's good. The material looks good. Aesthetically really pleasing. But when it came to talking about a road trip, dailying's fine. That road trip, it's like, holy cow. Don't do this to me, Kia.
And I'm just going to let you guys know right now, this vehicle is equipped with the GT2 package, which means that my seat that I'm sitting in is a power seat, and I also have adjustable lumbar. If you do not get the GT2 package, you lose out on both of those things. And I'm going to tell you right now, the lumbar isn't really worth it. The adjustability of a power seat's usually the same as a manual seat by a couple of centimeters. So not super worth it for the GT2 in that aspect, but obviously we have the, not real leather, Syntex over leather, which you would get cloth in the normal GT. So I'm not 100% sure if those seats feel any different or not.
Of course, one of the perks of having the car is all the options that come with the cooled seats, the heated seats, all the safety features, which we'll talk about that in just a second. The dual zone climate control, the Harman Kardon sound system. Like, there's a lot of fun tech that's packed into here, and for the most part, it's all pretty darn good and functions well.
Yeah, absolutely, you're right. The tech in here is amazing, and there's no doubt about it. In this price point, I honestly think it's probably some of the best tech in any car right now under $30,000.
Let's talk about the safety stuff first, because we took that on a road trip. I got to experience it, and I'm impressed.
Awesome. Yeah, let's do it. So since this vehicle has the GT2 package, we have blind spot assist, which is located on both of our mirrors. Obviously, it's pretty common nowadays, but it just lets you know that there's a car next to you using the rear parking sensors as well as the sensor on the side of the mirror there. And then the thing that I love most about this car is obviously a lot of vehicles have lane keep assist. This one does have lane keep assist. It's a secondary option to what I'm about to talk about, which is highway driving assist. So if you go ahead and press this button right here, it's a steering wheel with a couple of lines in it. You press that and you'll see a steering wheel illuminate on the dash. When that steering wheel is green, the vehicle is going to steer for you. And then if you turn adaptive cruise control on top of that, the car is going to drive for you. As long as there's lanes on the side of the road. It'll slow down if there's a vehicle in front of you. It'll speed up if that vehicle leaves. It steers to go around turns. However, if there's all of a sudden a turn lane, the vehicle is going to try to swerve because there's not a lane there. So unlike Tesla, this doesn't have cameras, but it's using radars and sensors to see where those lanes are. And without them, it does not drive properly. But with them, the system's amazing.
And when you say lane, just to clarify, you mean lines. You need to have lines on the road for the lanes.
Correct.
That's what the vehicle's reading. That's what the vehicle's looking for. Obviously, if there's not a vehicle in front of you and you're coming up to a stop sign, you're going to run right through it. It's not that smart. But if there's a vehicle in front of you, it'll bring you all the way down to a stop, which is nice. And it will legitimately drive itself as long as like all those parameters are met. If there are lines on the side of the road, each side, and if there's a vehicle in front of you, it'll manage your speed, it'll manage your distance, it'll also turn the steering wheel for you. Very good tech in that regard, and it works really well. All right, here we go. So we're coming up on a pretty tight turn. We're highlighting the safety systems and kind of the self-driving assist in the Forte GT, making sure I have a nice clear road ahead of me so we can highlight in the event that everything fails and crosses. But look at the extent of this turn. I'm not holding anything, no feet on pedals. We're just zipping on down the road here. See right there, it missed the line for a second, but it found the other one. It wants me to keep my hand on the wheel. I'll give it a little shake. See, so it's not perfect, but that was pretty impressive. That's a 55-mile-an-hour turn it went around essentially by itself. We have another one coming up here where it's a 50-mile-per-hour turn. Let's see how it does on this. Again, I'll just let it know that I'm here. I'm actually hanging out, driving the car, but I'm not going to touch anything. Yep, hands off the wheel here. And there's no lines on the side of the road, so I know it's up. Look at that, it did a great job. It's pretty impressive. Little oversteer on the end, kind of drives like Austin, so same deal there.
You have a $50,000 BMW, and this thing has better safety systems in it. There's no doubt about it.
I would agree.
Like, it's really impressive at this price point what this car has to offer in that sense. But it's not only the safety stuff that's nice in here. The build quality is pretty good for price point, and they did some things to try to make it feel like it's at a higher price point. So, for example, I don't get those creaks when when I grab all this stuff, it's all put together well. Like, I hear nothing. Like, the build quality in this thing is unbelievably good, unlike a lot of current cars nowadays, and unbelievably better than cars from just a few years ago. And then we also have some lighting aspects on the sides of the doors. We have this GT light that illuminates here, that we have a full color wheel array to choose whatever color that we like. Granted, like, it's not nearly the quality like your BMW, but it's there and it makes it feel like it's a higher class than it really is.
Yeah, it does a good job of making you think it's a higher class. I would slightly disagree that I get bored in here. I just truly get bored in here the longer I'm in here. I feel like in 2022, there's certain aspects that are already kind of outdated. Just the climate control, the infotainment, the instrument cluster. It's ready for a refresh, in my opinion. I think it is outdated. Everything works well. I have no beef with it. I love the fact that it has the options that it has for the price point. But at the same time, I just get bored.
I kind of agree, I kind of disagree. I think this is outdated, the design of it, and I do think that we should have a digital cluster by now like most Hyundais have. However, I think this screen is about as good as it gets. I think it is designed super well. The refresh rate is unbelievable.
Yeah, that looks good.
It's super good. It's super well laid out. Everything's very easy to access. Everything's super easy to use. The Apple CarPlay, everything. I love everything about it. It's really well designed. I love that display. I do think that's dated. I do think we should have a full digital dash. I agree, but the wheel looks good. The wheel looks 2022.
Yep.
This whole area looks good. I think the dash itself looks good. Door panels look good, but yes, climate and cluster are outdated.
On that road trip, we were getting, as long as we were under 70 miles an hour, we were pushing 37 to 38 for an average. If we were over 70 miles an hour, we were like 34, 35 miles per gallon. And from a daily driving standpoint, you're somewhere in the 31, 32 miles per gallon range.
That is correct. Yes, I am. So the gas mileage is good. I mean, it's very good for a turbo 4-cylinder. I think there's no doubt about that, being a peppy, fun engine. However, I do wish it got a little bit better gas mileage, but I mean, everybody wishes everything got a better gas mileage.
So we'll show the underside of the car here, and this kind of will wrap up the summary of the road trip, right? So the underside of the car, there's definitely some aspects under here that make it look like there wouldn't be much noise deadening. There's also a few goofy things that we notice when we look around. But anyways, summarizing this vehicle as a road trip car, the tech makes this car very enjoyable. The options that it has makes the car very enjoyable. The suspension is firm. So there's a little bit of that you mix the firm suspension along with the seats that start to get a little tiresome or uncomfortable with time.
It's definitely not a very comfortable ride after a little bit. There's no doubt about that.
So the suspension and the seats start to wear on you. The tech is awesome. Fuel economy is decent. And the steering's fun. Like that's one of the best performance parts of the car is the steering. Responsiveness.
The steering and handling of this car are truly impressive. It handles so well. I really want to get it on an autocross course, but man, it is such a good time around the corners.
So you have a vehicle that is kind of good for a road trip, but kind of bad for a road trip, right?
Yep.
You got plenty of room to put all your stuff. We proved that. We put more than you needed in the car, and you were obviously able to get where you needed to go with the full trunk.
Yep.
I don't know what that did for your gas mileage. I do love the little cold start engine note that comes out of the exhaust. Sounds a little aggressive. That's kind of fun about the car. That makes it fun for like a city car, in my opinion. You throw that for the experience along with the steering, and you have a pretty fun zippy car around town.
Absolutely, and there is a bit of fun turbo whistle and blow-offs along with it that is stock, so it does sound pretty solid. There is some piped and exhaust sound on the interior, however.
I finally shut mine off on my car. I couldn't take it anymore.
You cannot shut off the piped in exhaust sound on the Kia Forte.
You're 4,000 miles in, you have $27,000 to spend on a car. Do you buy this one again, or do you look elsewhere?
For this class, absolutely I would buy this car again. There is zero doubt about it. This is the car that I would buy. However, what I am personally struggling with, this is totally me, this has nothing to do with this car, is there's now a truck on the market which is a very similar price point to this, which has a bit more practicality, has a bit more gas mileage. Yes, a truck has better gas mileage than a 4-cylinder economy car. And it just looks more appealing for me personally. So I'm struggling to decide if I would rather go down that route, keep this, or get a lifted Corvette.
You have options. Oh, to be young again. Guys, thanks for tuning in today for our brief summary on the actual ownership experience of the Kia Forte GT. Hope something today stood out to you. If you agree or disagree, let's start the conversation in the comments below. Hello and welcome to Performance on Wheels.
Crawl in there.
And then what? We're not both fitting in here.
Yes, we will. You can hold your feet through, lay on your stomach. Okay.
Hello everyone and welcome to Performance on Wheels.
Okay.
You do it, and then I'm taking it.
Okay.
Go.
Hello, everybody, and welcome.
You're literally gonna make me poop. I'm gonna pee.
Go.
No.
Go.
Oh, man. Hello, everybody, and welcome.
Go. Go. There's someone out there.
No, there's not.
Go.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Performance on Wheels.
There's really no denying the practicality that comes with the new Kia Forte GT, but that really is not where it ends. There are some flaws, and in today's video, we're not just giving you a general review. This is after some time of ownership, talking the truth about the Kia Forte owner experience.